Okay, so Wizard and the Princess. I got my copy of this game from the Roberta Williams anthology, which I was able to pick up pretty cheap on eBay. It's a neat collection. It's got a few different early Apple II games, and it comes with everything you need to play them, like an emulator with all the extras you need. I am actually playing them in a different emulator called Virtual 2, which is a Mac emulator, so I can play them on my Mac. Just realized I never put the PlayStation to sleep here. I don't want that distracting me. But of course, you know, everything else I needed aside from the emulator was on the disc, so that was pretty great. It's also got Mystery House, of course. I think Time Zone. And something else. Can't remember the name. But then it's also got, like, it's, of course, got all the you know, greatest hits of Roberta Williams up until it came out around when Phantasmagoria came out, so it just has a demo of that game. And it also has a bunch of interesting little extras, like one disc just has like a bunch of different stuff on it. Like there's some maps of a couple games. There's a folder that's just like high resolution images of all the box covers. The most interesting one, there's a folder of just tons of different sketches and storyboards from the making of King's Quest VII. And then there's a couple videos, like an interview and like a making of Mask of Eternity video. So it's a pretty neat collection. So before we get into the game, first I'm going to do my usual bit about the game. This was published in 1980 for the Apple II originally. It was later ported to a bunch of other systems. Published by Online Systems, which is the company that Sierra would eventually become. I believe there were only 2 credits on the game. Of course, designed by Roberta Williams and programmed by Ken Williams.
Yes, you don't need the TV on anymore.
Yeah. And this is the second game in the high-res adventure series. Mystery House, of course, was the first game. Wikipedia says, as with their previous game Mystery House, Wizard and the Princess was distributed by Roberta and Ken Williams Company Online Systems in plastic bags with a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk and instruction sheet. The instruction sheet had the title listed as The Wizard and the Princess, whereas in the game there's no the for Wizard, which is interesting inconsistency. The story was based on the many fairy tales Roberta used to read as a child. The game improved upon Mystery House by adding color graphics. It was the first adventure game to have full color graphics, selling over 60,000 copies. The Apple II could only display 6 different colors simultaneously, but clever use of dithering made it possible to give the illusion of more colors on the screen. According to Sierra's Interaction magazine, this game can be considered a prelude to the King's Quest series. King's Quest V marked a return to the Kingdom of Serenia. The events are mentioned and expanded upon in the King's Quest Companion 2nd Edition, which is an interesting detail that I was not previously aware of. Probably it's brought up in a way that, you know, if you've played this game, you would understand that they're referring to it. But, you know, since I had never played it before, I probably missed the reference when I was reading that. The extended backstory for Wizard and the Princess in the re-releases, the re-release versions, I guess, like, you know, it comes with a sheet that kind of gives you the backstory. And then I guess in the re-releases, they kind of added more detail to that to fill out the lore a little more. It helps to explain the geographic differences between the game and later games in the King's Quest series, King's Quest 3 and King's Quest 5. In King's Quest V, Serenia and Daventry are part of the same continent. In King's Quest 3, the continent consists mostly of Daventry, only with most of the northern half of the continent missing, as seen in maps and charts in the game. According to the Wizard and the Princess, Harlan had divided the continent of Serenia in two and transformed the geography to create obstacles for any adventurers trying to reach him and free the princess. Cool. Thus, it explains why the desert surrounds the village in the earlier game, but not during the time of King's Quest V, or why the Great Mountains are located across the sea on Harlan's continent, but just north of the town in King's Quest V. By the time of King's Quest V, Harlan's magic was no longer active and geography was restored. The King's Quest Companion places the events of the Wizard and the Princess as having occurred several years before King's Quest V. And then we have... let's see. I might have to... Oh, okay. It's already working. So this is the manual of... actually, before we look at that, let's look at this. I believe this is the original sheet that came with the game. Not really a cover because, like Wikipedia said, it was just like a bag with this sheet and then the game disc inside of it. But... effectively the same thing as the cover. Wizard and the Princess High-Res Adventure number 2, $32.95, 48K required. Is that RAM? Only online systems could deliver a high-res adventure game on such an epic scale. In this adventure, you must do battle against an evil wizard in order to save the life of the princess. To find the wizard and his castle, you must first cross deserts, oceans, and mountains, travel to an island, and encounter many strange beasts. You will be forced to learn magic, navigate at sea, and dig for treasure. This game should provide months of adventure. Oh, wow. We're going to be here for a while, y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Hundreds of high-res pictures. Looks great on black and white and color televisions. Full 21-color high-res graphics. Each room a work of art. Your game may be saved for later continuance. Runs on both 48K Apple II and Apple II Plus. By far the most ambitious graphic game ever written for the Apple. And here's an alternate cover. The game was released with a bunch of different covers and title treatments. Here's the back cover of that version. And then, of course, this PDF here is yet another version. This is the Atari release of the game. And this is a PDF of the manual that I grabbed from Sierra Gamers. That has the full instructions and everything.
$32.95 in 1980 is like $15K in 2022 money.
It does sound like I was a little bit surprised by that price. It seems fairly significant. And this version was also $32.95. Oh, right. I wanted to point out this. I love this 100% machine language, which is a fascinating thing to point out about your game. Wizard and the Princess High-Res Adventure number 2 by Ken and Roberta Williams.
According to the first random website that Google put at the top of the page, $32 in 1982 is equivalent to about $99 today.
Wow. Okay.
I am rounding up here.
Uh-huh. Pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, so executing High-Res Adventure number 2. To start the Wizard and the Princess executing, simply boot the disc. When booting the adventure disc, there must not be a cartridge in either of the cartridge slots. We've gotten past that part, so we're good there. Moving from place to place. In this game, you are in complete control, and the computer is merely your puppet. As you give it instructions, which might aid you in your quest, the computer has a tremendous vocabulary, although it only understands sentences of 1 or 2 words. In most cases, this is a verb and a noun, such as climb tree or cross bridge. In many cases, one word suffices, such as up, north, left, or west. To boot the game, place some coal inside the computer and light it up on fire. Sounds about right. At times, a direction isn't sufficient to let the computer know where you wish to go. At these times, try moving towards something such as go tree or go cave, etc. During your journey, you will encounter terrain that may call for flying, jumping, climbing, etc. In all cases, do not become frustrated. Instead, think of a way to explain to the computer what it is you desire, and it will do its best to comply. I have to say, as
become frustrated.
As a programmer, that is exactly the way in which I am most accustomed to becoming frustrated, trying to describe to the computer what I wish it to do. The world around you. As you travel, you may encounter objects which might serve you on your journey to save the princess. You may direct the computer to get or take these items. For example, a bow might be useful in battling dwarves. Who knows? Many strange beasts have been sighted around Serenia. Objects may have magic side effects. Some may even have been left by the evil wizard to delay your approach. Ooh. To find what you're carrying at any time, type inventory. A few hints. The Wizard and the Princess is not a game that will be solved at one sitting. Even slight progress may take weeks depending on your creativity, mood, and experience as an adventurer. Involve the rest of your family, make sure you try to go every direction from every place you visit. A wise adventurer would keep a map of the places he has visited, and so should you. At times, the sands in the desert can cause one to lose his sense of direction and wander aimlessly forever. This is not so if one is careful to note even slight changes in the terrain around you and note them on your map. Do not be afraid to experiment. The evil wizard is heartless, but has kept his spells inside the computer thus far. You cannot hurt or otherwise blow up the program by trying new things. Good to know. Each place you visit as you travel will be displayed on the television or monitor of your Atari 400/800 in color. Below the picture will be a brief description of where you are. At times, if you ask the computer for a closer look at some portion of the picture, such as a knot on a tree, it will comply with the close-up if it thinks there's something that might help you. You will notice that if you drop things, they will appear as part of the picture as they would if you dropped them while walking. That's interesting. I didn't know that. The Atari only provides for 4 lines of text on the display. If a message to be output is longer than this, you will hear a beep and the computer will hold up additional output until you press return. If you wish to review your dialogue with the computer, you may press return without typing anything, thereby causing it to display the last 24 lines of your conversation. To resume play, simply press return again. Okay. As mentioned, we have the Apple II version, but I assume that's all pretty similar. I think we'll skip over saving your adventure, since this might be a little different. But probably save game and restore game are the important commands here. If your disc should ever fail, if your disc fails within 90 days of purchase, return it to the dealer from whom you bought it or send it to Online Systems for free replacement. I'm sure that will be very helpful if we run into problems. After this time, send it to us with $5. Oh, that's nice. We try to return all discs the same day they arrive. Wow. And finally, if all else fails and you're totally stuck and about to burn the adventure diskette, check with your favorite store for a hint or call us during reasonable West Coast hours. Good luck! Ken and Roberta Williams, Online Systems, Course Gold, California.
Reasonable West Coast hours. That's so vague.
We also have an urgent note. This adventure occupies both sides of the disc. Side B is not copy protected. We strongly urge that you make a backup copy immediately. Backup copy can be made with the copy utility program supplied on side B. Use the copy utility, simply boot side B, and then follow the prompts.
Now, why would side B not be copy protected?
Yeah, I'm confused by this note. Like, what if
like they're telling
what if side A becomes damaged?
they're telling you to back it up in case you like accidentally overwrite it or something?
I don't know. It's before they figured out they could charge for hints. And then we have the backstory here. The Wizard and the Princess, High-Res Adventure number 2 by Ken and Roberta Williams. You are a happy wanderer passing through a village in the land of Serenia when you notice a large crowd. Being a curious wanderer, you saunter over to see what is going on. From the middle of the chaos, you hear a bell ringing. As you get closer, you see the town crier with a proclamation from the King of Serenia. Hear ye, he cries. His Majesty King George has suffered a terrible loss. His fair daughter, the Princess Priscilla, has been abducted by the great and dreadful wizard Harlan to his castle beyond the great mountains. The crowd is now hushed, waiting to hear more. The town crier then shouts, His Majesty offers half his kingdom to anybody who can bring the princess back safely. That is all he has to say, but it leaves you shaking. Not only are you a happy wanderer, but you love an adventurer as well, and half a kingdom is a great reward. You decide to find her.
Yeah, but if you're happy being a wanderer, and you are rewarded with a kingdom, then you got, like, responsibility.
Yeah, that's going to really mess up your wandering.
Yeah.
As you look around, you see no mountains, just a vast desert that seems never to end. You ask a villager where the great mountains are located, and he points to the north and tells you, There are a great many dangers on the way to the great mountains, and the wizard Harlan is very powerful and bad. You thank the villager for this information and start off to the north. As you enter the desert, you check your belongings. You are carrying a flask of water, a small knife, a loaf of bread, and a blanket. Not much for such a long journey, but it would have to do, for you have no money. And so you are on your way. Very exciting. Does this mean we're going to get old computer beat boops with this game? Yes, it does mean that. Also, this Virtual 2 emulator for Mac that I'm using is lovely. You can't see like the interface of the program, but it's great. It's got like little photos of like the disk drives. It's got like a little photo of a printer to use those various functions.
It has like a cassette tape?
Yeah. I kind of think the cassette is for like writing data to.
Okay.
And then it's also got like authentic recorded sounds of like discs loading and stuff like that. So it's very good. So we'll get that along with our classic beeps and boops. Okay. So I knew I was going to need to take notes. Oh, good. I foolishly did not think ahead about map drawing, which was quite silly of me, but I do have a sheet of paper here.
So I don't need to go fetch any out of the printer?
No.
Cool.
Figure out how to arrange my desktop here. That's probably good. Okay. So I'm gonna reboot this. Like the game automatically goes from the title screen into this first scene of the game here. So I wanna get the full experience here. So we'll reboot real quick. Green Valley Publishing presents Wizard and the Princess. I do not know what Green Valley Publishing is exactly. I also love how we get to watch the scenes get drawn here. You're in the village of Serenia. Around you is a desert. Enter command. So I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna do like the usual, like the classic circle style map here. And then we can... nope, I'm off camera here. There we go. There's our circle that's representing Serenia. Yeah, like I said, the anthology does have lots of other early Sierra games. Like Mystery House is one I definitely want to play at some point. And I'm intrigued by the others, so there's certainly a decent chance I will play more at some point. Okay, so we don't have a lot to go on here. The instructions suggested we have a bunch of items to start with. Okay. A flask of water, a pocket knife, a loaf of bread, and a blanket. I honestly wasn't sure how to look at those items. Like, I like one of my first games, definitely my first ever adventure game was Zork. So, I'm very used to text games, but this is like, the commands are, despite what the manual said, a little bit less flexible than what I'm used to. Like in Zork, you can just type I as a shortcut or N to go north. I don't think this game understands shortcuts like that.
Can I share a very dumb anecdote?
Yeah, please do.
Mentioning a loaf of bread as some of the items in your inventory just randomly reminded me of, I think it was like a 70s Sesame Street segment in which a small child is sent on an errand to the grocery store all by himself, and like the entire content of this skit is a real human child doing like real little kid voice acting and just repeating this like list of grocery items such as a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, and a stick of butter. And then they get to the store, and then the person at the store is like, "What can I get you, young man?" And it's like, "A loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, and like the tension is like, oh no, he's gonna forget a stick of butter," but then he does remember in the end the stick of butter, and then he goes home and he's like, "Mommy, I did it," and she's like, "Good job, honey." The end. Like I said, a very pointless anecdote.
Hello, Vervain. Good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna try going south.
Yes, a container of milk. Thank you. The very specific dialogue.
Okay, we're in the desert. You are lost in the desert. Oh, off to a bad start.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my pen. Oh, no.
We gotta sort out your pen situation.
We really do. I meant to grab a spare in case it started acting up again, but I forgot.
Oh, yeah,
so
I thought that
we're
show
lost in the desert. All right, another thing I wanted to mention is that when I was looking up info about the game, I happened to notice a link to a walkthrough, which I clicked on just so I could copy the link in case we end up needing some help. I did not look at it, but I saw it appear on screen, and I noted that it was quite short. It was even shorter than the uninvited walkthrough that I came across at one point before I played that game.
How could a walkthrough be short? This game is supposed to provide months of entertainment.
Right. The point I'm trying to make here is, like, if you knew the commands to do, you could play this game, like, super quickly. But since we don't, I'm sure it will take some time. Enter command. Can we look? Or is that just... You see nothing special. Can we, like, look at ground? Do not know how to look aground. Yeah. Take cactus. Oh, I can't backspace. Please leave the cactus alone. That's a great response. Not you can't do this, just please don't do that.
Cactus got its own problems.
I'm definitely going to do a lot of, like, experimenting with different commands just to figure out what is possible in this game. Let's try going west. More desert. Okay, this looks very similar. You are lost in the desert. I don't know... Okay, so at first I was about to say I don't know that I'm going to map this since, it could be, like, randomized somewhat. And then I suddenly remembered what the manual said. If we drop an item, it will show up on screen. And then I remembered a classic Zork puzzle in which, I know I've talked about this before. There's a maze and...
Twisty little passages?
A maze of twisty little passages all alike. And for years, I could not figure out how to get through that maze. And then much later, I was reading something that explained how to do it. And how you do it is you drop an item in a room, and suddenly that room is distinguishable from other rooms. So if you just drop items in each room, you can eventually make your way through, and like that allows you to keep track of where you are. Whereas if you don't drop an item, like every room is identical and like you can't tell them apart. So even if you try to map it out, like you can't. You're just kind of randomly put in a different space, and you can't make it through without dropping items. So I don't know if that's something we might need to do in this desert, or maybe we just don't need to go in the desert. But I think I'm going to try, let's see, we have bread, right?
A loaf of bread.
Neat. That's really fun. So let's go back east. What else did we have? Blanket.
Sadly, no container of milk or stick of butter, though.
Oh, I screwed up. Drop blanket. Does this have a... this not being on the back... Like, I don't know if this backspacing thing is just how it is, or if it's my keyboard not being compatible. Okay, so there's our blanket. So... Okay, it's gone. Or is it going to draw at the end? Okay, it's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I might be onto something here. I guess it's kind of hard to tell. I have realized that this room is a little different than the other desert area. Let's go west again. Hey, Baltimore, good to see you. We don't have a lot of inventory items, though. So this won't get us super far, at this point at least. There's our knife. Let's keep going west. We hit the limit of the desert. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and add to the map here. We've gone west twice now. Let's try going south. Can't go in that direction. Okay. North? Okay. This area also has a unique rock. I feel like the real question here is, if we go east a couple times, are we back in Serenia or are we somewhere else? Oops. Oh, I ended up back here. That's interesting. I'm back in the bread room. Which I think is here.
The desert of bread.
So I think we kind of did that. Yeah. Oh!
Oh dear. You can't even offer it any bread.
Is that a real big snake, you think, or is that just how it's drawn?
Maybe it's just very close to us.
Mm-hmm. You are in the desert. Look, snake. You see nothing special. It's just a snake. Can we take it? I wouldn't try it if I were you. This would be a great time to have that knife, I feel like.
Oh, did you drop it already?
Give water. You aren't carrying it. Oh. Give flask? No way. Okay. Buy? Oh, now I'm back here. That's interesting. I think this desert is a little hard to map. Let's go pick up our items. I'm not sure that dropping items was actually useful. It's hard to tell at this point. Gotta redraw the entire screen when we take an item. Okay. Okay, we got all our items back now. Oops, east is what I meant. So let's see if going north from here gets us to the snake again. Yes. Kill snake?
Harsh.
With what? Knife. I don't know how to knife something. Knife snake.
Use knife?
USA. Use knife.
I don't know how to USA.
Your knife is not big enough to kill this snake.
Yikes.
Okay, so I guess this is a big snake.
Yeah, I guess so.
So maybe we need to find out like a sword or something before we can deal with this
That's
huge
not
snake.
a knife. This is a knife. You know, I've never seen a Crocodile Dundee movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that one might have been playing in a room that I was in as a child, but I have no memory of ever paying attention to it.
Okay.
They are racist. Okay, noted.
Yeah, I was.
I didn't think
Yeah,
I was-
I definitely haven't seen one in a long time, and yeah.
I was pretty sure I wasn't missing anything.
Oh, we're back here, right? So I do think that snake is probably an obstacle we need to figure out how to get past. Let's see if we can go east from here. Oops. Okay. Interesting. What about west from here? Can't go in that direction. Okay. So we can only go north and south from here. Oh. That's unexpected.
What happened?
I went north from Serenia, and that took us to the snake.
Interesting.
I have a flask of water, a pocket knife. Oh, it's just a little pocket knife. A loaf of bread and a blanket. Maybe we could put the blanket over the snake? Oops. Sorry about all the beeping.
Waiting for you to press enter so it can
No
finish.
way. Yeah, I had to press enter. I'm pretty sure I can't do something as complex as, put blanket on snake. I think all the commands are 1 or 2 words, if I understand correctly. I don't know how to put something.
Did you try use blanket on snake?
I tried use blanket,
Okay.
which, again, like verb or verb noun, I think is what we're limited to. What else do we have? We have a flask of water.
Offer it some bread.
Give bread. Oops. Did it again. No way. Use bread? No way. What is the lunch bag next to the snake? That's actually a great question. I have been assuming it's a rock, but I don't know that for sure.
Did you say look? Does that give you like a description of the area?
You see nothing special. Take rock. The rock is much too big. Water, knife, bread, blanket. My initial assumption was that we need something else to get past this snake, but it almost seems like there's not anywhere else we could go. I could be wrong about that. Is it possible I can go in one of these buildings? Go in? I don't know. I don't know how to go in. Open door. No way. Enter building. Oops. Which direction? Okay. So if there was a way to go in a building, then I think we'd be doing west or east. Could be a friendly snake. Should we try talking to the snake? Hello. Don't know how to hello something. Talk snake. No way. Give bread. Open flask. No way. This game won't let me do anything. Oops. Flask of water, pocket knife. Maybe I could throw the knife at the snake. What else could I do with these items? Throw knife. Okay. Again, it's telling me the knife is not big enough to kill the snake. Throw blanket. No way. I guess I'll try exploring the desert some more. Maybe, like, we have seen other smaller rocks. Maybe there's a smaller rock I can use. A scorpion behind the rock has stung you. You are now dead. Would you like to play again? I would like to play again. Okay, so that's not a place where we want to mess with the rocks, apparently. And in case anyone is wondering, yes, I am already considering if I need a hint. Where is it? The next one? Is the appearance of these randomized? Like there was, I swear the room to the east of this at one point when I was walking around had a distinct orange rock in the middle. Oops.
gentle, like, discreeting sounds from the emulator are quite pleasant.
Yeah, I agree. Very nice. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's look. See anything special? Oh. Scorpion got me again. Like, is that a rock even? I don't know.
I mean, it says the scorpion that got you was behind the rock, right?
Yeah. But when I did that before, it was on a screen that didn't have that orange rock. And another reason I'm focusing on that unique rock is that the manual kind of suggested we should keep an eye out for,
Unique rocks.
unique things. Draw maps and look out for unique items.
So you were talking about
on
a
the
hint.
screen. Yeah.
Do you have a hint source handy?
So I have a walkthrough.
Okay.
I feel like that's not what I want at this point. It might be worth checking the universal hint system to see if
that's what I was wondering, is like if you knew whether or not there was hints for this game there.
I mean, definitely a lot of what I'm going to struggle with on this game is figuring out how to interact with it, like just what types of things I can do, especially because, we can only do 1 or 2 word commands, which really limits things.
I am not seeing Wizard and the Princess on here.
Okay. Oh. Interesting. I typed look rock, and there's a scorpion behind the rock. You are lost in the desert. So we got a nice close-up of the rock and the scorpion.
So if you can see the scorpion, does that prevent it from getting you?
I don't know. I feel like this might allow me to interact with it in some way. Use blanket. No way. I am apparently really into this idea of throwing a blanket on something to protect me from it.
You learned it from Alone in the Dark.
Use knife. I feel like I need to write down my inventory because I keep forgetting.
Container of milk, stick of butter, and a loaf of bread.
That's not correct. Flask of water, pocket knife, a loaf of bread, and a blanket. Like, I can remember 3 of these at any given time. Water, knife, bread, blanket. Use water. You aren't carrying it. Take water. I don't see it here. Open flask. I tried that before and it didn't understand. No way. Use flask. No way. Use bread. No way. I tried the knife, right?
Eat scorpion.
No way. Kill scorpion. I died. A scorpion behind the rock has stung you. You are now dead.
Should have tried to eat it.
I mean, I can try it if you really want me to, but I'm not convinced. So, okay, here's the room with the orange rock. Look rock. Scorpion behind the rock.
Kiss scorpion.
Eat scorpion. Eat scorpion. No way. Kiss scorpion. No way.
There's no imagination.
Talk scorpion. Don't know how to talk a scorpion. Well, I guess we'll just kind of wander around the desert some more and see if we can find anything else.
So when the scorpion got you before,
Yeah.
Did it seem like it was like if you did too many actions unsuccessfully, then it got you, or did you do something specific that made it get you?
It was doing specific things.
Okay.
Is there a scorpion behind every rock? Kind of seems that way.
I mean, it is a desert.
Mm-hmm. Have any of y'all played this game before? I'm guessing no, since no one has commented on it. I'm just kind of trying to think of what I could do. It's possible I just need to wander around the desert more. Like, I can't think of any way I could possibly combine inventory items in a way. Since we're limited to 1 or 2 words. Maybe I should look cactus. Please leave the cactus alone. I can't even look at it? Use knife on cactus. Oh. Use knife on cactus. I know it doesn't understand a sentence like this, but it's hard to not try. Okay, we can't go south anymore. Computer, no way. I definitely can understand why they felt a need to put in the manual that you should not get frustrated.
Is that helping?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated, but I am kind of stumped.
Have you kept track of the directions you have gone? Or are you just kind of wandering aimlessly?
That's the thing. I don't know if this is a mappable desert. Like, you know, here's what I've tried to map out so far. We have lots of situations where I go east and I end up at an area that, was southeast of where I was. Mm-hmm. And, like in this case, like if I go north from here, I get to the snake. If I go north from Serenia, I get to the snake. So
I have looked at a walkthrough.
I don't know if... Okay.
I'm asking if you have paid attention to which way you go, because...
should I map out the desert?
I don't know. I don't know if the walkthrough is able to answer that question.
Okay.
What I will say is, like, it seems like there is a path, like you're supposed to go direction, do
mm-hmm.
thing.
Okay.
Go direction, do other thing.
Okay.
And then progress has been made.
Okay.
But I don't know if there is any natural way for you to, like, suss out the correct order of directions you need to go.
Right. Like, I'm trying to think of what am I looking? What's the first thing I need to like interact with or like? Hello, Furkung.
The
Good to see you.
the first action that you do besides going different directions
Right.
is getting a rock.
Okay, so there's a rock I need. I need to find a rock that doesn't have a scorpion hidden behind it.
Probably.
Okay, great.
Like this is extremely. This might even be the same walkthrough you were talking about. This just like very short, no context. It's just go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, do thing. Go this way, this way, this way, this way, do thing, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So there's not really a good way for me to like try to use this to construct subtle hints for you, other than what I just did.
Right. Furkung says there typically isn't any signposting in this era. I played a few of these, and I think the gameplay was that near impenetrable style. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like it's, you know, it's designed to be like, you know, stuff that we consider frustrating now was intentional back then to, you know, make it challenging.
I wonder if it might be beneficial to restart. So like you're starting in the village,
Sure.
and then keep track of the different directions you have gone.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let me just reboot the old system here, and I will map it out, and I will make a note of the rock. I'll just put a little X on each room if we've checked a rock there and it was not the rock we're looking for.
Yeah, I have no idea if the rock that you can get is different from any of the other rocks you've encountered. The idea that maybe it won't have a scorpion behind it might be
I think
something.
You know, I think that makes a lot of sense. Oh wait, we're in the first room still. Go south. I played Mind Shadow, which is supposed to be one of the better ones of this era, not Sierra, and it is neat at times, but there's no way to tell what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Look, rock. See nothing special. Okay, I guess for now I'll just keep going south until I hit a dead end. Nothing special. Don't even get a close-up. So maybe the only time we can get like a close-up and or take a rock is when there's a more distinct orange rock. Like this one. I also don't know. Well, I mean, you're telling me the walkthrough says there's a specific path you can take to a rock you can pick up. Right. So I guess there must be some consistency here, and it's not just random. The scorpion behind the rock. Let's go east again.
It feels like there has to be some consistency, or else how else are you supposed to be able to figure out the correct path?
Right. I mean, you know, it could be just that you need to look at each rock until you find one that's safe to pick up.
Yeah, I suppose.
Scorpion behind the rock. Did I go south? I
haven't been looking at the screen, so I don't know what you've been typing.
Okay, I did go south. I glanced over at my iPad and saw the south command on the screen there.
I'm engrossed in my own activity back here, so if you're not saying things out loud, I'm not really aware of what you're doing.
Right. I'm going to rearrange here because I'm running out of room.
Do you want me to move anything out of the way for you?
No, it's fine.
Too many thing on desk.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try south again. Gonna run out of room on the paper here. So I should, yeah. Okay, so that's a dead end. Can we go east any further? Yes. So this is the same desert you wander around in King's Quest V, huh?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure that's the implication of the stuff we were reading about, and I mean it's in Serenia.
Right.
So this one's no good. Today's stream is finding a rock we can pick up. It's just the whole thing.
The sun is in all directions.
Oh, what? We're back in Serenia?
Okay. Huh.
Jeez. Oh, does it loop around maybe? I mean, you know, even with that, it's still like I'm down here and we just came back here. So, you know, even if it does loop around somehow, that's still a little weird, but I don't know. Hey, Jabberwocky. Hope you are doing well. At least it seems like we can wander around the desert without having to drink water to survive in this one. Don't need to find any oasis.
Well, you do already have a flask of water.
What's the plural of oasis? Oases?
I think so, probably.
Okay, that feels so awkward. Yeah, I do have a flask, but it doesn't seem like I need to use it. Okay, let's go east from here. Oh, I'm back. Shoot. Never mind. Oops. East. It took me a minute to get that joke.
Oh, yeah, same. Yeah. There's two of those guys, right?
Furkung said there is no plural. 4 Gallagher brothers in one place can't survive. Okay, it's another no. Let's go east again. No rock here. Okay, I feel confident now that if there's no orange rock, we can't look at it. So I'm assuming, well, I don't know if that is a safe assumption, that if I go south from here, I'll get to this screen. But let's keep going east. Scorpion behind the rock. Like, I feel like in King's Quest V, you know, the desert was not a strict grid. Mm-hmm. Like, there was a little bit of weirdness to it. But if you followed a consistent path, Like if you went the same direction each time, you would always end up in the same place. So I kind of wonder if this might be a similar kind of situation there, which makes it hard to map out. You almost have to like try each possible path. It's hard to explain what I mean.
Like if you're not on the correct path, things are scrambled, or
what I mean is like, so I'm here now. And there's no rock. So, I went south, and then east a bunch of times, right? And you would think that if I went south a couple times, I would end up here, but that's not necessarily true. However, if I, went back to my original path I took, which was, southeast, then I would consistently end up in this same screen.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
From what you just described, or the directions that you went, you almost went the correct path. But then you kind of deviated somewhat.
Sure. I feel like most of the desert is south and east from where you start. Mm-hmm. Like it seemed like it when I was going west.
Right.
I hit a dead end fairly quickly. So that doesn't surprise me. Scorpion behind the rock. I almost wonder if I should draw a little rock on the screens that have rocks, just as a way to better keep track of where I am. I'm running out of room in the other direction. Going east so much here. I keep hoping we'll hit a dead end or go back to Serenia, because otherwise I need another sheet of paper. Oh no. It just keeps going. Scorpion. Whew. Okay, we just made it. Okay. So I was already kind of thinking this, but especially based on what Unsecret Crush just said, I think I'm gonna go south, go one screen further south each time, and then just keep going east until I run out of room.
The key is you need to go south twice from the start.
Okay.
But then I think if you do what you just said, I think you will succeed.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay. I wanted to point out like the south seems important.
Sure.
So that we don't end up with more frustration.
Sure.
Or not frustration, whatever.
I mean, I've got a plan here.
Yeah.
I think we're good. Hello, Hinton. Does this game have any classic rocks that rock? So far, it just has rocks with a scorpion behind them. So I would say no.
Many of those.
But I am led to believe there is perhaps somewhere a classic rock that rocks. And then we'll pick it up. All right. South. So we're here. Wait, you said south twice?
South.
Just twice. and then east? What I just did was south twice and then east, as far east as I could go.
According to the walkthrough, that is not correct.
Okay, so at some point, at some point, I need to go south again.
What you said before, I was like, make sure you go south twice. You said you were going to go east and south, and so on. I think that's what you should try. I believe that will get you somewhere.
I'm not going to do that.
All right.
I'm going to stick to my original plan, which
My understanding of your original
might
plan,
be wrong.
My understanding of your original plan, maybe I misheard you, is I thought you were going to go south a couple times, east, southeast, and so on. Is that not what you said?
Not quite.
Okay.
Like, basically what I'm doing is, first I went south 1 and then east, and that quickly got us back to the town.
I see.
Then I went south 2 and just kept going east and
Okay.
checking every rock, and eventually that led us back to town.
Okay.
Now I'm going south 3 times, and I'm going to go east as far as I can.
I see.
This is the approach I did with King's Quest V. Honestly, I think even originally when I played it, and also when I streamed it recently. And it did eventually help me get through the desert.
Right.
There are some scenarios where it might not necessarily work, but I feel like I want to try this approach
Sure.
and see how it works out.
Yeah, I wish I had a better understanding of, like, are the screens scrambled up unless you happen to be traveling along the correct path, or is there a consistent map of space and time? And as long as you end up in the right place, it doesn't matter how you get there.
Right.
But I do not know how to answer that question with the information that I have.
Right. Oh, I'm back in town. I feel like the more I explore, like the fact that we wound up back in town so quickly that time makes me think we have to do a very specific path. Well, I'm gonna try this. Like when I went east from here, I wound up back in town. But if I take this path and then go like to here and then go south, or even like if I go south from here, do I end up back in town? I want to find out the answer to that. So let's do that. There did not seem to be any scorpions in town, fortunately. There's not much of anything in town.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like much of a town, if you ask me.
So far, we have encountered a large snake, which we do not know how to get past, and scorpions behind almost every rock. And it is my understanding that we do need to get a rock. I don't know if we then throw it at the snake, but that's definitely what I'm going to try. We have a knife, but it's too small to kill the snake. It seems like the snake is very large.
Or the knife is very small.
Yeah, it's definitely a small knife. So we're here. I really need... Do I have those in this drawer? I do. This is another item I used when I was mapping out King's Quest V, so it's just like old times.
Oh, the little cable label things?
Yeah, little cable labels also make handy map markers. You'd think one of the scorpions would have a larger knife you can trade for. That's a great idea. I think, it's possible they do, but we can't talk to them. So, our vocabulary is quite limited. Okay, I didn't go east yet. Okay, so I think this is where I'll be. I hope I didn't already lose track of where I am. So now we're here. Here. And now we're here. So what happens when we go south from here? Can't go in that direction. Okay. So that's basically an area that, coming at it from this direction took us back to town. So that's interesting. Let's go east again to here, and this should have an orange rock on it, if I haven't lost track of where I am. Okay, good. And let's try south from here. Good, good. We've discovered a new rock. So far, it doesn't seem like we'll die from thirst, but it's possible. Oh. Oh, is this it? Is this the rock?
Try take rock. Nice.
We got a rock. Oops, bumped the microphone. Sorry about that. I'm just going to draw an arrow and write rock. Okay, so we did it. Definitely, I can see how that would have taken weeks, if not months, to find.
I'm curious. I want to look at the map. Okay, so
you want to see the route I took?
So here's town.
Yeah.
You went...
I went south twice.
South.
And then east.
East, south.
East 5.
East, south. I'm just curious if you followed the path in the walkthrough, where would that have taken you?
Oh, so...
Let me double check.
Maybe there's more than one rock you could find.
Walkthrough says, go south, south, east, south, east, south, get rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I put an X in that spot.
Did you?
But again, I didn't take that exact path.
Right.
So I went east. I went south twice, east 5, and then south 1.
Okay.
Which worked out fine.
But like, if assuming that this map is consistent, if you had gone the walkthrough route,
right,
you wouldn't necessarily have ended up there.
Right. I mean, for all I know, it is the same like space. It's just there's
different ways,
completely different paths to get there.
Right.
I don't know.
Very odd.
I'm kind of curious, if we keep going east, will we come back to the town? Oh, can't go in that direction. Okay. Oops. We can't go north from here either. Fascinating. Oh. It's time for my before dinner pill. Unsecret Crush is making pizza tonight. Very exciting. Okay, so let's go west. North. And okay, So that puts us here, and then we want to go west a few more. Not that west. Yes, Unsecret Crush is making pizza. I know Williams was really influenced by adventure. I wonder if there's a twisty, turny passages kind of thing. Yeah, we were talking about that a bit ago. I've never played adventure. Like, honestly, I don't fully understand. Like, I know Adventure, Colossal Cave Adventure, Zork are all kind of like connected in some way, but I don't fully understand like the lineage there, I guess. My understanding is like, you know, it started out, someone made a game and like, you know, it evolved a lot over time. So there's like a lot of variations. And then at some point, someone took that and made more significant changes. And that's what became Zork. So my understanding is that Zork has a lot in common with Adventure, but I don't really know how much. But anyways, that has a maze of twisty little passages all alike, and that is a puzzle that stumped me for many years. Use my pizza dough this week to make calzones. Nice. That sounds very good. I think I might have lost track, and we're here now. So I'm going to try north next. And that should take us here. And then north should be back in Serenia. Oh no, I'm wrong. Where am I? Let's try west. Maybe I am there, it's just I can't go north from there. Oh, we're at the snake. Okay. Yeah, so I think that was right. It's just, whoops. This is a one-way street here. And now we're back at the snake. Furkunk says, Adventure Colossal Cave is direct lineage. I think Zork started as a reverse engineering project. Interesting. I'm not terribly clear on the super early Infocom history. Yeah, like I've read a decent about it, but I always kind of forget completely what I've read. Okay, so we have a large rock. A large rock, interesting. A flask of water, a pocket knife, a loaf of bread, and a blanket. So we're going to try to throw the rock at the snake. You hit the snake on the head with a rock and kill it. Snake defeated. Oh, and there's our rock. Can we take the rock again? Okay, just in case we need that again. It took us so long to find it. Can we take the snake? Why would you want to? I don't know. It could be useful. Use knife. Okay. We probably don't need any part of the snake if that didn't do anything. So I think what we want to do now is go north. Oh, you are hot and thirsty. I think you had better drink some water. You are in the desert. And this is an all-new desert screen. Okay, so drink water. Well, before I do that, save game. Place your adventure save disk into the disk drive and enter a letter from A to O. So part of this is, I don't know how I don't know how this works with this emulator. Replace the adventure disk and press return. Let's try drive B. Oh, did that actually save it? Maybe instead of doing this, I should use the emulators. Oh, save configuration. Bear with me a moment here. Okay, I can make a snapshot. I don't know if that's really what I want to do, but at least I have that as a backup. Okay. So now let's drink water. Oops. What? That is much better. Now your flask is empty. Okay. So hopefully we don't get thirsty again. The only part of the snake we needed was its friendship, and then we killed it. Oops. Which direction do I want to go? Let's go west. That can't be good. Excuse me? I don't know what happened. It seems unintentional to me because, like, the game is kind of frozen. Yeah, the whole thing is frozen. Pretty dusty out here in the desert, yeah. I'm loading the snapshot I just made. Oh.
What happened?
So here's the thing I thought of as I was saving my game to disk A. I think I might have damaged the game disk.
Oh no.
The emulator is giving me a warning. The disk has been modified in a way that is incompatible with the disk image file and therefore cannot be saved. Wild. Oh. That's bad.
Were you able to get past the snake before this happened?
We got past the snake.
Nice.
And then we had an encounter with our greatest enemy, me.
Huh. What?
I'm just saying in a jokey way that I broke the game.
I see. Yeah, Sean points out that the manual said you should back it up.
That's true. But the good news is I do have another copy of the game. Let me try this first real quick. Yeah, I think that's toast. And of course, I can always reload it from the CD-ROM if I need to.
Erased the game disc is one of my all-time great childhood fears.
The whole emulator's being weird now. One moment, please. Like the reset buttons are not functioning. Let me restart things real quick here. See if that helps. Nope. So it starts out in monochrome mode. Okay, we got the game running again. But I think we need to start over basically. But that's okay. We know how to get the rock now, so it shouldn't take too terribly long. Oops. I'll get it eventually. Okay. So we're here. We'll go east a few times. Fingers crossed you don't end up deleting your entire gaming computer live on stream. I am also crossing my fingers for this. It would be pretty funny, though.
Would end the stream, though, right?
Probably.
So, like, nobody would know exactly what happened.
No. East again. And then one more. And then south. It's hard to tell exactly when I am able to start typing. Okay. I'm just going to take the rock without checking it. It was a little dangerous. And the rock isn't there. That'd be hilarious. Okay. So now I'm here again. West. My watch says I've been sitting for too long.
That sounds accurate.
But I say you can't tell me what to do. West again. So, yeah, I really, now that I think about it, I should have experimented with saving games before stream. It hadn't occurred to me. You know, I'm used to running things in ScumVM where, like, you know, ScumVM handles the whole save mechanism, and, like, it kind of replaces the original game's save mechanism with, like, you know, it handles it pretty much automatically. But this is, you know, this is like the original game running exactly how it ran. So, like, I need to understand how it, what exactly it's expecting from me. Like, I might need to basically format a blank disk to insert or something. I really don't know. Yeah, I did a save state, but because I had basically written over the game data, that screwed things up. I'm actually, I should have just replaced the game data, but I'm actually, for some reason, the Roberta Williams anthology has 2 separate copies of the game. I checked them and they are identical. So I actually just loaded up the other copy of the game because that was easier. But the save state keeps trying to load the original copy I was playing. Okay. Throw rock.
Rip Snake.
Remember to punch a hole in the 5 1/4 inch game floppy to read protected. Yes. Take rock. Okay, so again, I'm going to do a save state. And let me see if I can... Okay, I can create a blank disk. I'll put that on my desktop. Also, I just want to let you all know that the disks for this emulator use the file extension .was, which is great. Okay,
What is that? Can you
I
explain?
I assume it is a reference to Steve Wozniak.
Okay.
Save game. Save game. Save game. And then we'll do drive B, not drive A. Drive B, I assume, is the disk I just created that is blank. We're writing to the disk. Replace the adventure disk and press return. It's been in there the whole time. So I assume, like, if we just had one disk drive, I could have typed save game and then popped the disk out and put my save disk in. And now it's wanting me to, put the adventure disk back in and press return. But it's been there the whole time, so I can just press return. Okay. I think we have successfully saved the game on a blank disk and created a save state. Hopefully I'm right. The real question here is, can we go west? Okay.
Oh. What an interesting cactus.
Is that a cactus with a hole? Is that what's happening here?
That seems to be a cactus with a hole. Also, I don't want to be too crass, but I do notice that other cactus both has an interesting shape and looks like it would line up with the hole in the other cactus.
Mm-hmm.
Is this how cactuses are made?
I don't think that's right, but I could be wrong. Should reboot and load from save to fully test. I did consider that, but I thought, no. Like, since we're getting to the end of stream time, we could maybe try that at the end of stream, or I can deal with that off stream. And if it doesn't go as expected, I'll figure it out off stream. Okay, look hole. There is a cracker here. What?
What a charming representation of a cracker.
Take cracker. Okay, we got a cracker now. Oh, I'm thirsty. Okay. It took me longer. Oh, I died. Okay. I forgot that you get thirsty as soon as you get north of the snake. And I think I just completely missed that message.
Okay,
so we took too long to drink water and we have expired. Now we get to test the loading mechanism. Very exciting. Okay. Wait for this to draw. Load game. Oh no.
Oh no?
Oh, maybe it was restore game? Bless you. Okay. Then enter the letter under which you saved your game. Oh. What? When it told me to enter a letter, I was like, oh, is this like, DOS drive letters? So I was thinking B would save to the second disk drive. But it's actually like different game slots. But then if it was always saving to disk 1, why did I damage the disk the first time? I'm just very confused about everything, but we're going to try to load game B. And hopefully that works. I think it's working.
Ballroom.
Oh, what? You were in the ballroom. There are doorways to the north and south. Enter command.
Also, there's no image on the screen. What's happened here? Is this emulating the experience of buying a used game that already has saves on it?
But I made a blank disk.
Did you switch to the disk before you typed B?
100% machine code, exactly.
I don't even know what that means.
It's just I'm trying to think of how to explain it in the simplest way. I mean, it's written in like the hardest and most it's written in the most challenging way possible, and also the way that will like run the fastest. So it just comes across as a little bit of a brag, but I guess it's also, you know, being like, hey, this game is you know, expertly programmed and will run really well. This is fascinating. Ballroom. Oh, what did I just do?
I don't know. Let's turn off. Oh, this must be like the review.
Yeah.
You're typing question mark, and it's like making the previous like 24 lines of dialogue or whatever appear.
This is cursed. Let's reboot, and I'll try reloading the game one more time. And since it's 7 now, if this doesn't work, we'll just call it there, and I'll figure out the save mechanism off stream. Okay, same result. Well, okay, it's not saying we're in a ballroom. Just a white screen with no text. I'm going to try one more thing, which is loading the snapshot I made. Okay, so that worked, actually. Maybe I'll just stick to that. It seems a lot easier.
Doing the save states.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go north. Okay, and now it is telling me I'm thirsty, so
What year did this
drink
game come out?
water. 1980?
Okay, yeah. I just noticed that for Kinds of the Joys of Playing 30-year-old games, I was like, this game is as old as I am.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not 30.
42, yeah. Okay. It's much better now your flask is empty. So now we can go west and get our cracker. Just, is this a cactus?
That's what the walkthrough called it?
Look hole.
Also, this is maybe not that interesting, but, oh, no. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I retract everything I was just about to say.
Okay. Okay, we have our cracker. I think back will get us out of this close-up. Oh, no. Okay.
Just
Maybe just look?
Go in a direction?
Fascinating. Yeah, I guess I could... Oh, I'm going to make a little note that we got the cracker here. I guess I should also do another save state. I feel like anytime we accomplish something, we should probably save. Okay, I'm just going to go west again, I suppose.
You can't go that way, apparently.
Okay. Can I go south?
Isn't that back the way you came?
Well, I just kind of wanted to find out. We can't go that way. Whoops.
North.
Another snake? It's got a rock on its tail.
Maybe the snake wants to be friends?
Look snake. His tail seems to be caught under a rock. I feel like I know what's going to happen if I take the rock, but I'm going to try it anyway. When you remove the rock from the snake's tail, the snake looks at you and says, "I am the king of the snakes, and to repay you, I will give you a magic word. Hiss." Then he leaves.
Interesting.
Wow. I did not expect that. Also, I hope the Snake King doesn't find out what we did to the other snake.
The thing that I was about to say and then stopped myself was, at first I was thinking that you got the cracker after you encountered the snake, but I was looking at the walkthrough and seeing the second snake you encounter, not the first.
Okay. So,
have you been notified about being thirsty or anything yet?
yeah.
Okay. Did you drink anything?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, if I'm not looking directly at the screen and you don't say something out loud,
sure.
I might miss if you've done something.
I mean, I talked about it out loud,
Okay,
but I
well,
understand.
Whatever.
It's fine. Okay. I'm just going to write hiss here. Now what? West? Can't go west. East? Okay. So much desert. When do you think we'll get to a place that's not desert?
Presumably there's a ballroom.
Yeah, I guess so. This rock is nothing special. Can we take it? It's too heavy, I figured. Let's experiment a little and see if south gets us back to... Oh, there's a rattlesnake here. Okay, so this is a different room.
There's a... Oh, I see.
That's got a hole with a snake in it.
You had better watch out. A lot of snake content.
Yeah. This map's going to be a mess, but I've tried to indicate that south from here takes us to this little snake hole. I'm going to try the magic word on this snake. Yes.
You suddenly turned into a snake.
Unexpected?
Huh.
You suddenly turn into a snake. There's a rattlesnake here. You had better watch out. You are in the desert.
Is that beneficial?
I don't know. Look hole. Oh, whoops. Look hole. The snake bites you on the nose and kills you.
No friendship amongst snakes, I guess.
Do snakes have noses?
They got snoots.
Would you call that a nose?
I mean, they've got an end of their face that has, like, smell receptors. I don't know what else you would call a nose.
Yeah. Let's see. We went north from here.
Stink holes.
Stink holes. There's the rock. The king of the snakes. Magic word hiss. Okay. Let's do another save state. And then we'll go east. I can't figure out if I had the right idea with the magic word, you know. It's possible we need to turn into a snake and then that will somehow let us communicate with the snake or something. Or it's possible, like, that's just something we don't need to do. So I don't want to look in the hole. Can I... Save again. Can I look at the snake without dying? You see nothing special. Interesting that redrew the screen. Hiss. Suddenly turn into a snake. Go hole? I don't know how to go in a hole. Do I just... You don't fit. Interesting. I'm trying to think of... In snake form, how could I interact with this other snake? Talk snake. No way. Hiss. Nothing happens. You've changed back into yourself again. There's a rattlesnake here. Okay. So it seems like we when we say hiss, we will be in snake form for a little bit, and then we'll just turn back automatically after a few turns.
What has you got in your pockets?
Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Inventory. I have a large rock, an empty flask, a pocket knife, a large rock.
Okay.
2 large rocks, a cracker, a loaf of bread, and a blanket.
Okay. I believe, assuming there's only one solution to every situation, you do not have a thing that you need to deal with this particular snake.
Okay. Oh, I tried to throw my rock at the snake. The snake is too quick for the rock and dodges out of the way. There's a rattlesnake here. There's my rock. Take rock.
You have 2 rocks in your pocket?
Yeah, I got 2 rocks now. Okay. So let's try going east. Can't go in that direction. South? Okay, so that brought us back to here. Wonderful map. What if I go east from here? More desert. Oh, a stick. Well, I should look at the stick first. Okay, take stick. This game has taught me it's not safe to take a thing without looking at it first. Okay, so now we have a stick. This might help us with the snake. So let's go west. And north. Use stick. You hit the snake on the head with the stick and drive it away. We're doing great here. Okay, look hole. There's a note here. Take note. Read note. There's some strange writing on the note. Whoa. Okay. Look note. Okay. Interesting. So it seems like maybe something we need to translate, or like the fact that the game describes it as strange writing makes me think we need to somehow translate it. Fascinating. But I think that is probably a pretty good place to stop. Let me do another save state here. This is very fun. I am enjoying this. It's weird to go from like a very modern 3D King's Quest to something like this, especially when it's pretty similar to stuff I've played before, but different enough that it takes some getting used to. But it's weird to go directly between the two. But I'm excited to play more of that. As we've mentioned previously, Unsecret Crush and I are taking next week off for the holiday, so we will not have any streams next week. My next stream, first of all, my schedule should reflect all of this accurately, I think. But let me just pop open a calendar real quick here. So my next stream will be on November 29th, Tuesday. And I will be playing Return of the Obra Dinn, which I'm very excited about. 6-7, thank you so much. 8 months of support. Holy heck. I appreciate it very much. Hinton says, oh wow, is it almost November already? Yes, it's coming up so fast. Just around the corner. So yeah, next stream, roughly a week and a half. And then in 2 weeks, I will continue The Wizard and the Princess. And we will try to decipher this unusual note. I'm curious how this is going to work out. Very curious. Trying to think if I have anything else to talk about. But I got nothing, y'all. If you are in the US, I hope you have a nice holiday next week. If you're not, I hope you just have a regular good week and a good weekend. We are going to raid. Silver Streak and OK Retro Zone are doing a 12-hour stream today, which I'm trying to find in my Twitch feed here. They're doing a fundraiser for Extra Life, and I hope y'all will come along. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay. They are currently playing Divinity Original Sin, and wait, what? Silver has become a cartoon? I'm dying to know more, so let's get the heck over here. This is over on Silver Streak's channel. Both wonderful people. They've been playing a variety of interesting games. I can't remember the one I watched them play earlier, but it was very cool. And I hope y'all will come along. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. You're great. We'll see you around. Take care. Bye now.